Hey everybody, welcome. Want to do a video on trying to explain why it is that I don't engage in everybody's story and everybody's comments one-to-one all the time. And it was a story by Gabor Mate, and he talked about Gilda Radner, who was on Saturday Night Live for a long time, comedian, and her story is that she developed breast cancer and she became the poster child. Like, she was the one to champion recovery from breast cancer because she did recover, full recovery. She made it through it, but then she stayed involved because, of course, you're the poster child for it. And she then developed breast cancer again. And in her story, she said, at some point I had to stop reading story after story after story after story after story of women sharing their experiences and their heartache and their pain. And because essentially, here's the deal. When I read a case study, when I read another story, when Gilda read another story about breast cancer, her body went back into that experience because that's how it is. And it affects us greatly. And I didn't really know this until about a year ago when I made the decision to completely get out of the healthcare industry. Like, I wasn't doing massage, I stopped studying trauma books. I stopped reading case studies. I stopped looking for answers. And I went and I got a job driving coast to coast, delivering fifth wheel RVs. And then I got a job as a Jeep tour guide driving in the San Juan Mountains up out of Ouray, Colorado. And that's what I did. I was just out with people having fun. I was enjoying the scenery. I was out in amazing creation. I was challenging my mind because every day the road conditions were different, but I didn't think about trauma. I didn't think about other people's trauma. And gradually, like, I felt like I was abandoning. It's kind of that survivor guilt. I felt horrible about myself because I knew there were people suffering and I knew that I had information that could help them. But I also knew that my batteries were about dead. And it was just a struggle to keep going. So I took a break from all that because I needed to test it. I needed to know. And sure enough, within about 2 or 3 months, my health began to change. My attitude began to change. And my survivor guilt began to diminish. And I began to realize that if I wanted to show, guide, lead people who are suffering out of the misery, at some point you got to get out of the damn misery. Because if you get out of the misery and you start feeling better and you jump right back into helping everyone else with the same misery you just overcame, guess what? You didn't get out of the misery, and you aren't showing people what's possible. You're showing them like one step up. But you're not showing them that they could get completely out of it. And that's when I started saying, okay, well, how do I take this gift, all of this knowledge, how do I share it without jumping back into the pool of misery with everybody? This is the best solution I've come up with so far. And that is to share the information, let you know it's out there, and there are hundreds and thousands of practitioners out there who are fully capable, other than me. All you need to know is that it's out there and it's possible, and that there's, like, where do I go? I want to point you in the right direction. So when you're reaching out to me saying, well, why don't you help me? Why won't you help me, you dumb son of a... Right? Trust me, I was there. There were a couple practitioners when I was working with Dad that I was so angry with because they didn't just drop everything and help me. And I heard them telling me this message. But I didn't care. I was in the shit. I needed help. I didn't care about them. I get that. Now I do, and I understand it better, and it's only because I've been through it. So the solution for me is share the information. When you share your comments, when you share your stories, I'll look at them, but I'm going to look at them from a point of, okay, what additional guidance, what other information could I share with you about this subject to give you hope, to give you a direction, to send you in the right down the right road, or a road, right? And now I have a sense of accomplishment, and I feel like you have been helped without me getting down in there. And there's a good chance, like, I totally see this working to the point where I get the energy and I begin working. There's some workshops I really want to put together. There's stuff out of Mark Wolin stuff. It didn't start with you. Those workshops energize me in a way, but in the past I took on some really deep energy, really drained me down, would take the life right out of me. I can see now that I have vitality again, I have way more to offer, but I had to get that vitality back. So I can see some stuff coming. Bear with me, please. All right? And I hope that this at least explained a little bit about where I'm coming from and why I approach it the way I do. If not, let me know. I'll keep trying. Like, that's the thing about communication. If you struggle with what I'm saying, I'll see if I can find another way to communicate it. And I'll keep sharing. And so, hope that helps a little bit, and we'll hopefully see you out there on the trail. Take care now.